What is up, guys and girls? This is shodleech here, and today I will be showing you my first attempt at a Pokemon HeartGold randomizer, where it was truly randomized. The moves power, the accuracy, the move typing, the Pokemon typing, just about everything was randomized. And as you can see right here, I picked Staraptor specifically because he was, well, actually, inside when my game it was a she, but this it's a he, and Staraptor was the Pokemon I brought from Pokemon Diamond into HeartGold Soul Silver and just kept winning the championship with. This is me just showing you right here the different types. The Barrage is now a fire type, Helping Hand's a steel type move now, so everything's going to be completely random. I had nothing in this, just nothing, no knowledge. It was all luck, all of it, just trial and error. And yeah, like I said, I decided to name Staraptor Champ because I've won like 3 or 4 Elite Fours with a Staraptor, because I kept just bringing my Staraptor up. And here's the start right here. You can see the Pokemon locations are fully randomized, and the reason I chose HeartGold is because that game has so many Pokemon, so many, and so many legendaries, so many mythics, so just a ton of them. And I figured I'd rather do this than Pokemon Emerald, because this would be a lot more interesting to me, especially since I know this game a lot better. And I've actually owned HeartGold and Soul Silver, I've beaten it multiple times. And during the process of doing this, I was like, I was not planning on winning at all. I had no plans whatsoever to beat this. And this whole video is just me seeing how far I can get on my first attempt. As you can see, I made it far enough to make it worth putting a video up, so I hope you can stay here long enough and enjoy and see how far I make it. The way this is working for me is I am following the traditional rule set, where when you first get the Pokeballs, that is when the challenge starts. So for now, I'm just going along the way. I have no idea what I'm going to run into, and even the trainer that I fight, my rival, has randomized starter, and even after the first starter, their starter will be randomized even after that. So let's say it was a Gyarados, so the next time it will be a Fanfi. Just completely random. I have no idea, and during this, I didn't know what to expect. I do know it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, I did not know whether I should just make everything. And the thing that really made this difficult was it's a Nuzlocke, like I said earlier. And so I have to be very careful at any moment. Any of these Pokemon could take me out at any point, because as you see, the moves that they're using, it's randomized their type. So that Leaf Blade right there could have been an electric type move or an ice type. So the name of the move is irrelevant. And same thing with the power. I could get hit with a Hyper Beam and it will be randomized. It could have 20 power and like 30 accuracy. And along this line, it's like, what am I gonna do? When I fight a Pokemon, I have no idea what's going to happen. And another thing I even randomized on here was the Pokemon evolution. So let's say a Pokemon evolved, it'll become a completely different Pokemon. And the stats are all randomized. So you take a Pokemon stats, it still has all their base stats. If the base stat goes up to 500, it will all be randomized, but it'll still equal up to 500. And this was when I started really realizing how bad this was gonna be, when my starter just got poisoned and my rival started out with a Kyogre. Luckily I made it, but the poison, the toxic, because any move for the most part, or the effects are randomized. Excuse me. So every time I got poisoned during this, which was a bunch of times, I just had to figure out what I was going to do. I don't even remember what I was doing at that part. All I know is that I was just thinking the entire time, I'm not going to make it. I'm not. And I just had to hope that the movesets that I get were any good. Because it's not just a move that's randomized, but every time you get a Pokemon, if you have 2 Pokemon, they both have the same move, the move's still randomized for the power and accuracy. And this is the guy that inspired me to do this, since he does a lot of Pokemon challenges, and I watched the guy a ton. He was the whole reason I decided to do this. See, as far as I could get, My Dry Bread. His link will be in the description. I recommend checking him out. Tell him I sent you if you want. Yeah, he was the whole inspiration for this. My Dry Bread. He's a great YouTuber. I especially loved it when he did the Krillin run. Oh man, it was amazing. Now, here's where things just started going downhill from the start. Just straight up downhill. I had the worst luck when it came to capturing Pokemon, because a lot of them were starters or just very low catch rate Pokemon, like Bulbasaur right here. I could not do anything to him. He was so difficult because of his catch rate, and I'm not gonna lie, I really almost get no Pokemon during this run. My luck was awful. So I just kept going to different areas hoping, okay, maybe I'll get lucky, use my weakest move and hope that they're not super weak to it, or that their defenses. I didn't know what to use. And then of course I ran into a Grovyle after that. That could have been good, but second Pokemon, only first Pokemon in each area, which was a real pain, but it's how the Nuzlocke's rules work. And I just kept going, and I had to be super careful, for the pure fact that any of these Pokemon could have a one-hit move. Any of them. Any of them could be legendary. Any of them could have a super effective move. Youngster Joey right here could have just taken me out one shot. Just right there, could have taken me out. But it was because of just pure randomness. And I love randomness in games. Randomness is my friend. If I have a choice to pick some kind of item that randomizes stuff, I pick it, because that is just the way I am. And I keep going for Barrage for the pure fact that that move is actually pretty decent on Staraptor right now. Is one of the very good damaging. The only R move that I got is Night Slash, or Night... Yeah, I think it's Night Slash. I'm not sure. And here's where I truly was thinking this is ending. Because I just got toxicked. I didn't have any antidotes on me. So I just had to grab all the potions that I had on me and just keep checking. And the moment after that, I just went straight to the shop and just bought a ton of different items to set me up. Antidotes, Pokeballs, just a whole bunch of items, knowing that if I'm gonna go out, it's at least gonna be in a battle and not from a status effect, because that would really suck. I mean, that would really suck. And sorry if during this there's some, just weird visual glitches with the screen. I don't know what that reason is for, just because I've sped up this footage. It's just some parts messing up, sometimes doing good, and during this, again, this is my first time doing this challenge in Pokemon HeartGold, and Because I've attempted to continue the Emerald series. I have. And I have failed miserably. And if I have a difficult time with the one Emerald series to the point where I'm just about done with it, I've gotten so lucky. So I've never really made it this far. The amount of, I'm sure I was going to be done in the very beginning. But the stats on Star Raptor are just in the right place. And the only terrible thing is I have no moves other than Teeter Dance in order to whittle down Pokemon, in order to capture them. And it's like, okay, this is gonna be just a crazy thing. Do I just Teeter Dance them and just... I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. At some point, I was also thinking, should I do the trade? And I know the trading's not allowed. But I even randomized the trade. I know I wasn't going to end up trading. But, yeah. And this is the beginning where I was figuring I was going to do a series on this. And I decided just to make it one whole video. And so that right there was just me just leaving for the day. This was going to be episode 2. And as you can tell, something at some point either goes right or wrong because of how long this video is and how far I'm already in. Post in the comment section right now what you think happens to me. Do I make it all the way? Do I end up being defeated? And if I am, by what? Yeah, this was the first time I really realized the power of the Teeter Dance. So I just kept throwing spikes. I didn't want to keep wasting the Teeter Dance. And then seeing that he had bulk up, it was good. And Giga Drain as well. Because you gotta remember, Giga Drain's power and typing has changed. So having a Pokemon that can damage and heal itself at the same time, with as well as having bulk up. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to tell you. Even the move's typing, as in whether it's physical or special, has been randomized as well. So Giga Drain could be a physical move. And I just decided for the sake of it, content. I mean, why not? Just checking out the moves. Or Giga Drain's water for this, so I mean, that's not the worst, but it could have been far better. What I wanted were moves that were mostly neutral. And another thing I had to worry about is the combination of stuff, such as having a ground flying type. And by this point, I just knew my Staraptor is just too strong. Too strong. Looking at the levels, I'm level 13. The enemies are level 3 and such in that area. And I just had to grind. I had to either switch grind or take them out, because I knew that this was my only hope in having a chance in this series. And coming up against a Wish Slowbro was just so annoying. Just for the pure fact that he could have just been my potential partner in that area. Because some of these areas when you're grinding in, you gotta think like, that could have been mine, the potential. Because like I said, their maximum stat numbers are randomized, but they still have also legendaries base stats. Like, what is it, like 500 something, 600 something? And it's all there, but it's randomized. So imagine I could get a Deoxys situation where all the stats are inside, like attack, but nothing in everywhere else. And that was another thing I was worried about. What if I fight a trainer that's Pokemon's levels were the same as mine, but he had like super high attack? and Bastiodon, he was just annoying. Because I knew I had to get this done, but figuring out that the move Heal Order heals me half my health, same as Recover and such. It was great. It'd be great for stalling, but getting poison was just annoying. I was close enough, and I took Hyper Beam because I needed another attacking move. I just needed. And I hope, just so you know, there's no script for this. I'm just watching the footage as I'm speaking. So, if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but I didn't really know what to rate for this. All I know is that this was interesting. And let me know inside the comment section, guys and girls. Do you want me to do this again, but without Nuzlocke? Because I'm not going to be able to... Me personally, I'm not going to be able to beat this randomized for a Nuzlocke. The wait with how much I had randomized. If you want me to do this again, but continue as a Nuzlocke. And here, this is me just checking out the routes, making sure that I remember where I caught certain Pokemon at. That way I wasn't re-catching Pokemon. But as I was saying, let me know inside the comment section. Do you want me to try this again, but without a Nuzlocke? Or do you want me to do this again with Nuzlocke still on, but reduce certain things for the randomized to make it more strategy based? Because eventually I'm gonna end up losing. It's pure luck, like I said, at any moment, because just like a critical hit, all the moves, even the TMs in this, if you get a TM that says it's Hyper Beam, boom, now it's Growl. You never know. Which really made this interesting. Made it to where I had options. Because I didn't know if I was going to get nothing but trash moves the entire time. Even if the move is naturally good, like Surf or Hyper Beam or just Giga Impact, it could be complete garbage. One thing that was a nightmare to me was Guillotine or Horn Drill or Fissure. One of those three moves, because those are one-shot moves. And their accuracy could have been buffed up to 100. That could have been given to me or an enemy, and the series could have been over there. And seeing all these powerful Pokemon that are like fully evolved and such, just like my Staraptor, it's intimidating because the amount of stat points that they have at any moment. So I relied a lot on Night Slash because of the high critical hit ratio. It had great damage, high critical hit ratio was nice, and this was when Tim got to shine. Tim managed to save Staraptor, my champ. And it was nice. Tim finally had a reason, and at this point I didn't want to risk it. Just going back to the Pokemon Center fast as I can and before heading up there. And eventually you'll notice that after the tower, well, before I even speak about after the tower, you can see that the ground items are also randomized. So I could get a Master Ball. I could get Ultra Balls. I could get, as you saw, I got a Skull Fossil. So I could have turned that in and gotten a random Pokemon. Razor Claw. Razor Claw was something that was a dream. Razor Claw, when I realized it, increases your chance to land a critical hit. And that with Night Slash would have been... It was perfect. By this point, just stalling for Doom Desire while placing spikes. Just, you gotta get that damage in just when they switch in Teeter Dance, because I'm running low on moves by this point. Even though I just went to the Pokemon Center, I only have one attacking move. and that one attacking move, if they're immune to it or not or resistant to it, it's over. Other than Doom Desire, which is what, a 3-turn move. You first use it, then you have to wait 2 turns for it to activate. I don't even know, dude. That's obviously from a legendary, but still. And TM Flash. Hammer Arm. 50 base power. It's a normal type. Ended up not being good. I get close to tell you the agents aren't randomized, because that could make the game almost impossible to complete. And by this point, you'll see that instead of doing the gym, I decide to stock up on stuff because I know that this is going to be a challenge and I'm not going to be using a lot of this extra stuff. So I just start selling stuff, getting ready for Pokeballs because I don't know the catcher. So I decide just to go on ahead. Just walk ahead and start trying to capture more Pokemon before I face the first gym. Because the first gym is like Pokemon level 11, 12. And having a chance for an Ivysaur was huge. I mean, I already had to face that Bulbasaur. And this was tedious because I didn't want to one-shot it. I could have. Which was scary, so I just had to let it confuse itself. Just keep teeter dancing it over and over again, which was a pain. And it having Karate Chop was nerve-wracking, just because it could have easily taken me out. And I'm just letting my Staraptor get lower, and I just felt I'm not going to risk it. Not going to risk it at this point. So by this point, I end up attempting to capture it, but it ends up continuing to heal itself. And so it's just a order of trying to outlast it. And just wait for him to start using up enough moves. And as you can see, I finally captured him. And for this name, I spent some time thinking of it. I just thinking, Larry. Tim and Larry, everyone. Larry, Impractical Jokers. Larry! SpongeBob's living like a Larry. And over here, it was embarrassing. I never did look it up. I couldn't tell if I did it right. I attempt to complete the puzzle. And at first I'm thinking I'm doing it right. And I had no idea if I did it right or not. I just kept trying different things. I had no clue. Seeing it reset every time, it was embarrassing for me. Because I could not tell. I tried certain ways. I did all the ways that looked like it fit. I didn't know what was supposed to happen. I haven't played this game in years. So I kept going back thinking, okay, what do I do? Because the potential in this could have unlocked an area, as far as I was thinking. And I ended up giving up. I didn't even bother looking up. And me knowing this was an unknown area, I decided just to head down here, see if I can capture another Pokemon. It's in Bastiodon, hoping that his high defense ended up transferring to different parts of his stats. And Endeavor's nasty because they got a really low health because that stat could have been transferred. Oh, and another thing, Eevees and Ivies were completely randomized as well. So that was fun, knowing that Eevees and Ivies could have been anything, and I wouldn't know. I could have spent time just trying to figure it out, but since I knew I wasn't going to end up winning this anyways, I just figured what's the point. And seeing Bastiodon's a grass type, and Tim, Larry, and Chad, because look at Bastiodon's face. And here I end up coming back and you're thinking that there's an item in there. I have no idea. It's been far, far too long. So I just end up going up down all the way, wasting my time, hoping that I don't get one shot by something that prevents me from leaving. By this point, I'm just hoping I find something fantastic. Because if I don't, I'm only going to have 3 Pokemon, not to mention a low level Pokemon. And because of the situation I'm in, I just had to grind. It was the only way. And I wanted to try not to switch trade. And here, I just try to figure out their moves. A steel type, high crit ratio, giving items to different Pokemon, since I somehow got a second Razor Claw. I don't know how or where. And a thing, Magnet Pull. Well, is scary. Because it pulls in steel type. And that it was nice. Needle Arm, just checking out the moves soon, and of course I ended up switching it. I gotta try to get a vibe. Just get a variety of several different moves. By this point, I'm just leveling up Larry. I gotta get him up there. He's just far too weak. He's gonna get KO'd by the gym, and we're gonna lose him forever. And I get it. It was the critical hits that really determined the factor. And see, this is where things like Giga Impact were useless, because 95 attack power, 95 accuracy for a 2-turn move. 1 turn to hit, and the other turn where you're just exhausted. Moves like Rock Wrecker had the potential to be complete trash. All because your base stats could be switched on the defense or something. And I just feel like he needs a level. He's level 5, and I end up becoming dumb and not switch training. And because I did not switch train, some issues had occurred, which will be coming up very soon. As you saw there, his stats are like 9, 8, and such, and this was having to face his own moveset. I had to get him out there. I had to. And I just ended up going back and forth. It took a while. At this point, I was just listening to my Dry Bread's videos. Just on the side. Just something, because I was bored at this point grinding. And this is what I was talking about. Slowbro was a pain for the pure fact that he can just keep healing himself. And I got fortunate there. Because if that move wouldn't have been as powerful as it was at the level, he would just kept going. And Thunderbolt. Mirror Shot. Just all these potentially deadly moves. So we just decided to get out of there. Larry can take on anything. And I want to know, did I make a bad decision there for not switching him out? Chad ended up being KO'd by the Squirtle. So I just figured keep him in the party while I'm just leveling up Larry, because Larry, he needed the power. There's no time to, because I put the Pokemon that ended up getting KO'd inside the PC. I didn't want to release them. I wanted to be able to go back and see how many partners that I had and lost. The potential that I had with these Pokemon. Because remember, the ones that can evolve could end up being a legendary or an random Pokemon, and their stats are randomized again. So think about that. I could have fantastic stance on that Crocodile or that Ivysaur. And then when it evolves, all the stats are completely randomized again, so I can end up having terrible stats. So at some point, it may not be worth it to evolve. And at this point, I'm just thinking, okay, you guys are all randomized. He's good enough. And just level him up at the beginning trainers. Because why not? He needs the XP. I didn't want to keep grinding on level 5s and such. I know I could have, but this is a challenge run. We're have to spend hours. This is just me, just having fun for my first time on this. Yeah, that Togepi as you saw is a real challenge. And I'm just thinking, this is going good. I'm basically one-shotting all these Pokemon, and then Flitzel with Discharge, and I'm panicking. And he has a move that prevents me from searching out, aka his ability, and I end up trying to, and we end up losing Larry. And the Dragon Rage. I was happy to see Dragon Rage, because Dragon Rage, other than the accuracy, always does a set amount of damage. It was sad seeing Larry go. Rest in peace, Larry. Rest in peace, my friend. And by this point, having the potential of the egg was in my mind. What Pokemon could hatch out of the egg? Because I know it's not going to be the Pokemon that's planned to be in there. Tell me inside the comment section, what Pokemon do you think the egg's going to end up being? And no, because I didn't have a Pokemon with the ability to make the egg hatch faster. Was it body warmth or something? I know it's like if you get hit with a physical move, you get burnt. Yeah, so it took a while. It was not fun. And since it was just these two guys, I just decided just to Dragon Rage them all. They all have low enough XP since they're so low a level. It's always going to do the same amount of damage. And it's just I'm going to get too powerful. I forgot about the teeter dance. I'm just thinking these guys are going to end up getting so powerful that they're going to stop listening to me because of the badge numbers that I have. Oh, and if you did not think about this, I also gave myself the national dex at the very start, so that way I have access to every Pokemon. And because of that, gave me more access to more legendaries, more mythics, just more Pokemon in general. And this, I'm just looking at Drain Punch, thinking there's potential there. It's an air healing move. That was one of my goals, is to either get a very powerful healing move that heals you based off the damage you do, or get a move that one-shots the enemy, like Horn Drill, Fissure. And I'm just looking up there like, I don't want to mess with them. I don't. My Pokemon would get too powerful. I would not be able to capture any more Pokemon because I'd be so over-leveled. And if I'm too over-leveled, all the damage is just going to do above. Because all my attacks, other than Dragon Rage, are just so powerful. And that was an eye-opener. So I just decided to just switch them out because of the whole leveling situation. Because if you didn't know about Pokemon, which, since you're watching this, I think you would, Pokemon stop listening to you if they get too high a level, and you don't have to collect badges. And seeing this Ditto, its moveset that it has, Sing, and extreme speed. You gotta remember, the accuracy is randomized. So Sing could be a 100% chance to hit. That would have been perfect to help me capture Pokemon, especially with Extreme Super, because Ditto's stats are already low as it is. And because he doesn't have Transform, it was just a perfect time in order to get Pokemon at his same level. So it's just a grind fest, trying to keep him from taking himself out, while also attempting to capture him, because Ditto, just like a starter, not as hard as a starter, was just very tricky, and him being a bug type was kind of sad because of all of his potential weaknesses. And for this, I didn't know, Glip Glop. I mean, why not? It's Glip Glop. Yeah, I had to wake up Staraptor, so I wanted to leave him in first. And by this, I just wanted to check out his moveset. And Attract was terrible to get on him. Knowing the pure fact that he is genderless out of all Pokemon to get Attract. I got it on the worst possible Pokemon. The worst one. My luck was just awful by that point. And for this, I ended up forgetting. Well, I didn't forget, but I needed to switch train him. And during this, there's the potential that there could be a Pokemon there that prevents him from running away. And see, he can't be switched. And so I'm just doing my best, because keeping him from attacking since I can't switch out. Running away wasn't really an option. And once I got my brain in gear, I remembered I had a healing potion, which was nice. Nice to have in a dragon scale. I did not know what dragon scale did. And here I'm just checking out the route again, make sure it's not saying it's the same route. And a Parasect. This Parasect had potential in it. Complete potential. As I caught him on my first try. And then I realized he was an ice type. Which was no good. I mean, Glip Glop Glop got hit with a critical. The one Pokemon that I had that could help me capture others so easily. So easily was just taken down just with a snap of a finger. We already have luck everything else. Why not the luck criticals? The criticals remain the same odds. And he did not have a good time. It was a shame. And the attacks, the power of the attacks for these Pokemon were not looking too good based on Parasect stats. Yeah, they were not pretty. And we had to put Glip Glop away. Farewell, Glip Glop. Farewell. We've lost Larry, Chad, Glip Glop. The luck is just against us, so I figured put the luck in my favor, the odds, and give him the Razor. And this is where the fun began. Because we both had the same moveset, we could both wish. And that's what he did. Just wish after wish after wish. And it's like, really, bro? So my whole goal, the only reason why I was using the other attack, Shockwave, was because I wanted to burn him. Because burning him would supply a constant amount of damage every turn, which would end this stalemate. And I was just having the worst of luck. I could not burn him to save my life. And we just have a burn off, and we both end up getting burned in the end. Toad was Mario. Just come on, it's Toad. Who doesn't like Toad? A lot of people, but that's besides the point. Toad was a potential member, and he was the first one I decided to give a TM to, hoping that TM would help level him up faster. And keep him alive longer as well. And I didn't want to have another race against him, but seeing a Skarmory had potential. And you gotta remember, he's Ice type. And his defense is 7. And it's like, oh my goodness, he won't be able to survive a single hit without going from a quarter or half health. And the Parasects it was just, I didn't want to have to deal with them. Knowing what their moveset potential was. And double hit. Takes out Toad. I was thinking, I'm trying to grind these guys up, and why didn't I switch train? Why didn't I switch train? So I decided to put him away. And because of the whole situation, I've just given up and just decided to go and take care of business after I talked to these guys. If you haven't noticed, the names, like I said earlier, the Pokemon trainers are randomized as well. So, let me know what the funniest name you saw inside this video was. And this is where things started to get rocky, because I only had 2 Pokemon, and so many potential weaknesses. It was not fun. It was not. And I'm not saying this was a challenge. I'm saying that my Staraptor could barely hurt the guy. And so Teeter Dance and Doom Desire were my only options other than switching him out. So it just took forever. Just having to wait, 6 or more moves? Eventually I get past this first trainer, and I'm just happy I just got Pokemon healing items. And because it's the first Pokemon in your Beautifly, I was hoping so much that we could get another new partner that would live long enough. And so I guess what happens with Beautifly? Does this Beautifly run away? Does it get captured? It gets captured, and I decided to name it, I don't even remember. The only one. I don't even know what I was thinking. Levitate, give full ground immunity. And at least he's still potential, like Fly. And oh man, this is not good. The situation that we have here is desperate. Because I have a Beautifly that is ridiculously low level. About more than half the level of these Pokemon, and I'm just having to switch train it. And the potential of being taken out, like right here, being poisoned and such, it's just a nightmare. Only having so few Pokemon, if I switch out, I won't know if it'll be super effective or not. So I decided just to see what I can do, and Fury Swipe. This Fury Swipe takes out the only one. So we're back to 2. Champ and Tim. Champ, I knew, is a winner. Tell me in the comment section, what is your favorite Pokemon? What is the Pokemon that you use to help you get through the games? Is there a set Pokemon that you would bring with you through all the games, like I brought my Staraptor when I got it? It was amazing. I managed to get through this running low on attacks. And I'm just thinking by this point, this is not going to be fun for the gym challenge. Because the gym has, when I recall, level 17 to almost level 20 Pokemon at the max level. With me only having 2 Pokemon, things are not looking up for me. They were not. So I ended up putting the only one away, healing these 2 up, and I'm just thinking about the egg. The egg, what could it be? Should I spend time running around to try and hatch it before this fight and switch train it? So I just decided I'll just sell all these. I'm not gonna use a lot of these items. Because another thing that if you didn't know, because I never told you, Pokemon not evolved by trade have been set to evolve naturally but at a higher level, such as in the 40s and 50s. And so if I got something like a Kadabra, be perfectly fine. And first time entering the gym here, it was simple. It was quite easy from level 12s, level 19, just perfectly fine. I tried my best to keep Staraptor at a low enough level because I did not know what level it was that they stopped listening. And the level that they stopped listening, I never decided to look up. Seeing this guy have 2 legendaries. One Lugia, one mythical Celebi. And the power of that Lugia was just devastating. Even though it was such a lower level, the stats truly matter when it comes to getting the randomized legendaries. And for this, I wanted to get all the XP possible. Because if that Lugia just about took me out at when it was level 12, imagine the level 17 that's going to be coming out. And this the tag duel. Another very powerful Pokemon. And I just end up getting taken by a super effective critical on Tim. And so it's left for the champ. Just having to teeter dance and Nightshade. There's nothing else I could do. I had no more teammates left. I had to get rid of that very, very deadly Pokemon in Torkoal. And this, just heal him up all the way and just hope for the best. I knew that this final fight was going to be a challenge, but I never expected this. He brought out his strongest Pokemon first, which was a Mew. That knows Thunder, and how ironic that it's super effective. Again, because of the accuracy thing, I don't know how many times it's gonna hit, so it's just teeter dance and doom. Teeter dance and doom. And just like, how am I gonna do this? It already does so much damage. Just so much. And I'm running out of healing items. And just, I have to hope that I get lucky enough. And the Paralyze lands again. And I knew my time was up. And guys and girls, that was my first Pokemon run through of this Nuzlocke. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you inside the next video. Let me know if you want me to continue this, and if you do, tell me what you want randomized. Do you want it to be a Nuzlocke or not? And I'll see you inside the next video. Bye-bye.